Peace and blessing, family. How y'all feeling?
Well, brother, what's up?
Welcome to Black and Nobel. This is the Universal African Science Academy at Black and Nobel on Sundays, 4 o'clock. My name is Brother Levi. Just give you a little bit of my background. Again, my name is Brother Levi. And my background is in music, art, science, and children's education, and community education and activism. That's my background, along with African philosophy and sciences. So that's just a quick synopsis. You know, I'm mainly into people learning, so I'll get straight into it. Today we're going over a subject. I gave out a blast to people in the text. I gave a blast out. I'm glad Brother Hassan and his divine construct came out.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Blessed to be here.
Yes, sir. And the science of miracles. The ability to bring forth miracles through speech, sound, and light, visualization. Okay? This is one of the most powerful subject matters ever spoken of and taught, and is one of the most mistaught, misdirected, and confusing things that ever been spoken by people, particularly in the Western European hemisphere of the world, or Western dominated part of the planet. Those born under white supremacy. Television and religion has made the concepts of miracles, the working of miracles, into a game and to mere amusement. But miracles are happening every nanosecond. Let me say this again. Miracles, we are miracles,
Yes.
and miracles are happening every nanosecond.
Yes, brother.
In my class, I do a lot of etymology, meaning we go into root words. So, in going into root words, that helps us to dispel, break down a lot of things which seems to be confusing. When you see the word miracle, the first word you see is M-I-R-A. Mirror. So that lets you know a lot about what a miracle is. A miracle is something that is inside of your subconscious mind. It is what you see, what we see in our subconscious minds. It is not something way out there beyond the stars. It is right here and now. Miracle, root word is mirror, which means to see. And this is a continuation of last week. So if you was here last week, and I've made sure I got copies for you, means to see. So bringing forth miracles is really bringing things out of your subconscious mind, bringing things out of your spirit, your soul, to the third dimension. The third dimension is the expression of the soul. That's what miracles are. Nothing more, nothing less. The book that I use, one of the books that I use, and I'm going to write the name of the book down, is called A Course in Miracles, made by the Inner Peace is a group called the Inner Peace Foundation. And the name of the book is A Course in Miracles for teachers and students. I'm going to pass out portions of the book so you can see it and we can read along. So I don't believe in anybody studying or sharing with us, sharing with you, and you not being able to be on the same exact page. We have to. Okay? So the first step into bringing forth a new reality, a new state of existence, a new state of being, is tapping into our own internal visions, our own internal voice. All right? The next part you see is through sound and light. Let me tell you why I brought these two in, because everything in creation, all life, all material existence is sound and light. Everything is vibration. That's one of the laws of our ancestors, peace, Islam, is that we are vibration. Sound is first, then comes forth light. Sound is the background, the vibration that brought forth all existence. I'm going to have some terms I'm going to put up here so you can actually plug them in your phones. Everything I say is sound-based, scientifically based. Sound brought forth light. That's called sonoluminance. The ability for sound to bring forth light. Light is sound seen. Y'all with me? Light is sound seen, and sound is light heard. What we say and what we visualize on the regular, every day, what we say from our hearts and what we say over and over again in chanting, whether it's a chant, whether it's a song, whether it's our own remembrance, what we say over and over again through repetition, that becomes part of the energy we are driving on. That moves the nervous system. What we visualize and what images we hold in our eyes the most. Every day we wake up, if you see it when you wake up, see it when you go to sleep, see it throughout your day, that becomes a part of your everyday energy, your everyday makeup. You begin to resonate in that frequency of whatever you put your attention on the most. This is how new states of existence, elevated states of being happen. We as a people want to see change, right? But we think change costs. Change don't cost. The real price of change is to shift the speech, what we listen to, and to shift what we look at and visualize for ourselves every day. That is the main two things that shape our reality, or our perception of reality. And this is how miracles are brought into existence. Okay? This is where in the scriptures, if you read the Bible, which is one of our books too, it has been rewritten a trillion times and mistranslated on purpose. It says the light of the body is the what? The light of the body is the eye. That's an ancient Kemetic proverb. The light of the body is the eye, the wachet. That's what we call it in hieroglyphs, wachet, the eye. And if you pluck out the light of the body, it is darkness. Are you with me? So when we talk about seeing miracles happen, it's really dealing with bringing forth things from that subconscious world. What religion and Hollywood did to us is a shame. Because religion put miracles in the realm of only certain people, places, and what? Things. And Hollywood, witchcraft, spellcraft, right? Put miracles in the place of make-believe. Yes?
You said Hollywood, witchcraft?
Right. You want me to explain how I connected to?
Yes.
Hollywood, the holy wood, or Hollywood, was a material that was used in witchcraft to cause spells. Hollywood, that's why they call it Hollywood or Holywood, is to create illusions. That's why they named it that. And everything, of course, comes through this what? This eye. This eye represents light, and light is nothing but solidified thought. Let me say this one more time. Light is solidified thought. Once you start to change what goes in and out of your eyes and in and out of your ears, you'll slowly see your temperament, behavior change. The people who run Hollywood are psychologists. Peace. Let me say this one more time. The people who run entertainment, and I might need some help because I'm going to wipe this off in a second, so get all this down. Because every word I say is coded. Every word in the English language, English tongue, is coded. So for those who are new to my sessions, if you can repeat after me, please. Enter. Entertain. Ment. Enter is to enter.
Right.
All of that, every hole in your body, particularly the eyes, the ears, the nose, the mouth. Tain is to what?
Possess.
To possess. Ment is mind, mentality, mental. So entertainment is just that. It's about entering in and grabbing hold of your consciousness. And because movies move, the frames of the movies, when you watch a movie, movies are moving at a frame of what we call dream time. Are y'all with me? Let me explain. When you dream, if you're a visual person, if you can dream, if you have the ability to see, right? When you dream, you are actually looking at life cinematically. You're seeing things register from your subconscious mind to your conscious mind cinematically through frames, constant frames. When Hollywood invented the camera, they recorded everything through what? Frames. So what we watch is recorded in frames, and they make every movie with a reference point to your emotions. That's what makes it a box hit. They write and make the movies according to your emotions. There are certain movies that's going to always be hits because they're studying your subconscious mind. They're studying your likes and your dislikes, your feelings and your emotions. Then they put it in frames. And how do we record? How do you watch a movie? You've been in my classes, so I expect you to know some of this. How do we watch movies? When you go to a movie theater, they show you the movie from the back of the movie theater, from the black box. What do they call it? What do they call the device that helps to send the beam of light?
Lens.
The what? The projector. The projector. And within you, your conscious mind, your memory bank has a projector. You have already been recording life cinematically. And that projector is giving you projections. And we have to be careful of what projections go into us. Are you with me? When you close these eyes, you are in the lab. You are in the lab of the universe. The cosmos, all black. And in that blackness, in that supreme blackness where the creator spirit, you in the creator spirit, this creator consciousness, the Neteru, right? Allahumma, whatever you want to call it, the space of the God, the creator. That's where you have the power to begin to graft out a whole new existence for yourself. I don't believe in talking about small problems. I'm tired of that. I hear it all day. The heart and the mind of a man or woman is the real supreme place. That's it. No other place. So you got to go back to your movie room. This is your movie room. And create new projections. Because you definitely got a person sitting making millions of dollars off of you enjoying their projections. And some of them have been designed to mislead other people. Because they're not only studying their ideas, they're studying ours. Give you a good example. If you think movies are a game, how many people have ever heard of the movie, The Man Who Spook Who Sat by the Door? You heard of that movie? Now, I'm not that old. I don't got a problem talking about this. But I do know that the movie only stayed, it came out in what, 70? It only stayed in the movies how long? A week to a week and a half at the most. Why didn't that movie stay out so long?
Which movie is that, bro?
Spook Who Sat by the Door. Because it was a projection that was designed and written expressing the feelings of a certain group of people, us. And that projection was too heavy to have going over and over again in a dark room with dark African men and women looking at it. So it would inspire the wrong type of behavior. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So they took that Spook Who Sat by the Door. They took that movie out instantly because it would have sparked certain types of emotions. So that's just the light and visualization aspect. Let's talk about the sound. Now, some of y'all been here, so I'm gonna pass out the papers. There's something within your memory banks called the phonological loop. Every memory you have, if you can hear, and you've been hearing most of your life, almost every memory or feeling, especially through the entertainment industry, is connected to a sound or a song. Every song is connected to an emotion, or emotion is nothing but expression of thought. So every song is connected to a thought and emotion. Are we together? So, the type of sounds that go over and over and over again in your memory banks actually begin to create a resonance. Whatever the resonance of that song is that's going over and over and over again inside of your mind is the energy that you are moving towards and the energy that is moving towards you. What is that called? You've been around for a while now.
Sonic resonance, right?
Sonic resonance. That's part of it. It's called.
That's the tuning fork philosophy.
Resonance.
Yes.
Psychic resonance. In the world of spirituality and consciousness, it's called psychic resonance. Okay? And what that is that whatever two things are vibrating at the same key, those two things bounce off each other. Are you with me? In other words, if you're thinking about going to the stars, and there's another group of people thinking about going to the stars, your energies will eventually link up and affect each other, even if you're not directly around each other. This is real. This is very real. This is why you attract the people you attract. That's why you move towards the type of people you move towards. There is a resonance between you and your lady, and between you and your man. That's a resonance. Before you met each other, you were already resonating in a particular frequency that called for the interaction to happen. That's one of the easiest ways to show it. Another way to show it is when you find money. Wake up every day with a money. You know what? You can do the experiment. Photocopy a dollar bill and wake up every day and see a dollar bill over top of your head till you walk out the door. That's every day, the dollar bill. You'll find yourself coming across dollar bills more and more every day, because that's that's vibrating in you. Okay, that's called, you say sonic resonance. Sympathetic, thank you. I had to pull that back. Sympathetic resonance.
Yeah.
Or sonic resonance would be sound resonance, but sympathetic resonance is when two things are vibrating that are two separate bodies that begin to vibrate together that are not physically connected. In other words, and I'll probably have to go on the computer to show this to you. I hit this chair at a certain frequency, and all the rest of the chairs will start to vibrate with it. Or a tuning fork. You hit one tuning fork, and every tuning fork that vibrates at that frequency will vibrate. You can pull it right up on your computer, and you can see it. So we as human beings, or living beings, should I say, because that's a whole nother world, define human being, whatever. Being nice. If you strike a tuning fork, and they all resonate in that same frequency, imagine what's going on with us, who are born of the same bloodline, same genetics, with a similar memory, in a similar place. When you hurt one, it does resonate to the rest of them. This is the type of this is the real magic, some people call it magic. This is real science that's being used on us. That's what the whole lynching was about. People think that the lynching was, they want to breathe fear in you. Right? That's only one part of it. I know you're like, you should be drinking. 6 or 7. All right? Sonic, the resonance go across them to everybody. When they hung one, the fear and the energy that moved on the soul plane through what we call the blood crystal resonated to everybody. Real rap. Real rap. That's why you see so many similar things around the globe. There's pyramids in Africa, but there's pyramids in America. And then when you look at it and start to date these pyramids, they say, wait a minute, these pyramids are around the same age. And they've been standing about the same amount of time. What was these black people on? They in two distinct different places. When they translated the glyphs, they seen the same name for God in Mexico as the same name for God in Quebec. How did that happen? If these are two distinct tribes of people. On all of the power points of the planet, you set up buildings and did rituals What do you think these long, gigantic buildings and Teknu were? They were antennas.
Antennas.
And you were sending frequencies across the planet. That's sympathetic. You can write it down. I'm gonna erase this. Sympathetic resonance. It's not hocus pocus. It's basic science. Everything that vibrates at a particular frequency connects to everything else in that frequency. That's the magic of it. Simple. Simple. That's why they say that we only need a couple of you. We only need a couple of you to do the experiment on. And once we do the experiment on them, we'll match the whole pattern over and over again and send the frequency back to the rest of them. The 100 monkey syndrome. One of us somewhere else do something, we ain't seen this brother or sister in years. And then it starts to bounce to the rest of them, and there has been no contact between the two. Thought travels. Thought is vibration. So let me pass the papers to you. So I'm here to erase, bring some power back to these hands, this mind, this heart, and erase the religion and Hollywood crap from the whole standpoint, from the whole arena. We don't have the money. I'm taking that out of the equation. For a moment, I don't know, I got to have 2 hours, I guess. I got longer than that because I'm late. So I'm taking all of the impossibility out. And I'm putting all the possibility back in. Whenever you see this word from now on, go to that root word. What you see? Yeah, to see. Miracles. To see, to visualize, and to speak. If you get a nucleus of at least 1,000 people to vibrate, think, and speak differently, and at least 5 months, that energy will begin to spread. And it will go to other people, and they will make it spread even more. It will be beyond what we don't have, what we got to scream about. I'm talking about sending forth thought waves now. This is where we got to fight. This is where we got to build up. We fight not with what? Come on now. Come on down the line. What is it? What do we say?
Power and principality.
In high and low places. Give it to me now. We war not with flesh and blood, but we war with what? Darkness and principalities and high and low places. That everybody says it, but they don't really get into the meaning. That means you're dealing with spirit states of energy. All this is about energy. That's what we're dealing with. So I'm going to pass these out to you. And this is one book that you definitely have to get. Okay. Wow, he really butchered me up. Okay. Excuse me, family. Can you do something for me, fam?
Yeah.
All the papers are here, 3, 4, and 5.
Okay.
And you can pass them out to everybody. We can all get one.
Yes.
Here we go. Oh, dang. We are going to take away the mystery. What does the word mystery mean, y'all?
Man,
Come on, man. Like, I want to find out whether all this time I come in here and speak every
My
Sunday.
story.
Mystery, my story.
You
that's
broke it
one.
down a lot of ways, though.
Yeah, I did. But I'll give you the main one. Mystery means hidden.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Mystery does not mean unknown.
You said that last week, too.
Hidden. Why is it hidden? It's hidden away from the profane so that it will not be destroyed. That's what the mysteries, what they called the mystery schools, that's what it was about. It wasn't about not teaching people. No, because every religion on this planet is a manifestation of the mystery schools. Most of these religions are residues, if not all of them. And religion is a new monster. It's a new thing. It's a new animal. It's not ancient. And we are an ancient people with a leftover residual energy trying to figure out why we're not getting out of the condition. It only can take you so far. It gets to a point where it stops. And where does it stop? Soon as you get into who you are. Let me give you an example. Oh, I hear you. That's the Adon. Oh yeah, I can hear the Adon a mile away. Prophet Muhammad was a descendant from ancient Kemet.
Check.
But almost every person that take a shahada don't know it, and particularly blacks. The first voice that was ever heard to call prayer that loud across 2, 3, 4 miles is Bilal. But nobody's teaching black folks about that.
Nope.
Islam couldn't get its feet off the ground as a organized movement in Arabia. Had to go to Africa. The average person taking their shahada don't know nothing about that. That's why I said these religions are residuals. Because when it comes to you, everything, all the real inner meanings of things, the history, or should I say, the legacy and the heritage behind it, is stripped. It's just the same way with metaphysics. As soon as we talk about miracles, they say, oh, I was talking to somebody, they said, Jesus worked 333 miracles. I said, yes. Great. And you should be working at least what? One. But shoot, to be honest with you, you can work more than 300. You can work 999 of them. And you sitting there talking to me about that. And miracles is what? What we visualize and speak into existence. That's why I said I got to take away the hidden part of this and bring forth the truth. I did not write this, by the way. This is from a book called A Course in Miracles. I think everybody, now the book is one of those we call Christian New Age mysticism books. Nothing wrong with it. You should read everything. Because there's truth in what? Everything. But it's interesting to see how deep this particular book goes. Because it makes you have to reread everything that has been taught in that religion. Because religion was designed to keep us in slavery.
That's right.
And captivity.
Yeah.
Okay? Page 1, or should I say chapter 1, page 3. There is no order of difficulty in miracles. One is not harder or bigger than another. They are all the same. All expressions of love are maximal. So we know that miracles are the expression of what? Love. That's right, I hear you. Number 2, miracles as such do not matter. The only thing that matters is their source, which is far beyond evaluation. That should say physical evaluation. Miracles occur naturally as expressions of love. The real miracle is the love that inspires them. Wow. Peep that one. The real miracle is the love that inspires them. I want you to put your finger on that if you can, for a reason. Because when you look at the word inspire, what do you see? In spirit of. So we're talking about the subconscious mind now. What is the motives behind what you feel? The motives behind what you feel is 10 times greater than the thing that's produced. Are you with me on this? You always ask the person when they do something, say, what made you do it? The cops get you, the psychologists get you, somebody get you, and they say, excuse me, sir, what made you do it? They want to know what's behind your activity. They don't want to just know about your activity. And masters, people who really study deeply, can look at the activity and somewhat trace back what inspired you to do it. That's people who are working on some higher levels of meditation and study. But people want to know the motive behind it. So the love behind a miracle is even greater. People, what they're studying and what they're giving us are two different what? Two different things. Here we go. All miracles mean life, and God is the giver of life. Her voice will direct you very specifically. You will be told all you need to know. And I said her, yes, and I said it on purpose. If you can perceive a him, you can definitely perceive a her. And I can make that very clear and scientific. The first person that taught us how to speak was who? How was it that everything is masculine, masculine? That's a European thing. I just want to put that out there. I mean, I hope I didn't hurt nobody's toes, but I gotta be me. Yeah, I know. Let's look at number 5. Miracle, it is underlined for you. Look at number 5. Miracles are what?
Habits.
Habits. Woo! Now I gotta erase the board. Because once you say something is a habit, that means it's a what?
Miracle.
It's a cycle, it's a habit, yes. Miracles manifest from habits. And it's a what? Cycles. That means it's something that's being repeated over and over and over again. So our behavior, our repetitious behavior creates the what? Circumstance. Now let me give you another deeper example. Let's see. I'll give you one because I like music, and I let everybody know this class was going to be dealing with speech, sound, and light and music, right? So you put on a piece now. You choose what song you want to listen to. Ain't no woman like the one I got. How do you feel when you hear that song? Yeah, right, right. It feel good, don't it?
Yeah.
Now imagine listening to it every day, and you vibing on it every day. And in like the radio station, it plays 4 or 5 times out of the day, 6 times a day, over and over, over and over again. What you gonna resonate on? That's what you're gonna resonate on. So that in itself, just the habit of something positive can create a positive resonance. A positive resonance attracts what?
Positive resonance.
Thank you. I told you everything I say is mathematical. That's why I set it up for you, so you can follow the equation. It's habitual. Now let's think about something in the negative. The music that our children listen to, that I myself am a part of, I am guilty. I am pleading my sin across to the whole internet world. I'm pleading my sin, right? I love NWA when it came out. I'm sorry, y'all. But now as you get older, you start to say, man, wow. Is that what I put inside of my loop every day? Is that what I put in my head every day? It might have a place somewhere in my psyche, soul.
You gotta have control to listen to that.
You got, see, but that takes an adult.
Yeah. Right. A disciplined adult.
But for a 9-year-old,
now cycle.
for an 8-year-old, for a 5-year-old who's starting to learn how to speak more and more every day, whose vocabulary is growing, they're already programmed to what? To worship murder. Because whatever you repeat the most stays in your heart the longest. First time when we were children, to learn how to speak and say ABCs, we what? We learned it through a song, and we repeated it every day to the point where we vibrated in that rhyme, in that alphabet, in that sound, right? Just imagine you repeating every day about killing somebody. You woke up in the morning and you put a song on about killing somebody. You went to school and you listened to a song about killing somebody. You went home and in your headphones you was listening on how to kill someone or how someone got murdered. Then what kind of frequency is that going to move throughout our neighborhoods, throughout our families? That's going to be the frequency of murder, and that's exactly the setup. You can tell black people are ready to wake up because their music will be the first thing you hear change. Their art will change and their music will change. When your music changes, the world panics. Believe me, society, they stay close to the music. And Plato's philosophies and Plato's Republic, it says clearly, if you want to run the society, keep the artist close to the political class. Take care of your artists, and they will push your political agenda. That's in Plato's Republic. One of the #1 textbooks of all politicians. Hitler. said the number one thing that's going to help our movement grow is what? Propaganda. Proper agenda. So if you have music that's entertaining murder, you're going to get the frequency of murder. So now, miracles are the manifestation of what? Habits. We done took miracles out of the Hollywood stuff, haven't we? Bringing about divine or drastic or large bountiful changes are now outside of come down and get one from me. Now it's in your hands. It's your habits. It's my habits. Your habits. We together in this. Are we together?
Yeah.
I'm putting that. We putting that power back in. Here comes the little man. Here comes the little God right here. Tell him, man. That's Buddha right here, y'all. High five. Yes, sir. So, what we hear repetitively, what we do repetitively, what we say repetitively, right? What we do over and over again, it creates what? It creates the environment. It creates the miracle. Let me make sure that the people are still together. By the way, this is going across the whole world as we're talking right now. Miracles are habits and should be involuntary. Why should it be involuntary? Because if it's voluntary, that means you're going to have too much psychic control, too much mental control. You know how they say you think so much, you thinking you get in your own what? You get in your own way. The greatest things are done involuntarily. The heart beats what? Brain pulses are. Breathing is involuntary, right? So we want to get our work, our meditations into the involuntary part of our being. So that means whenever you want to see a change take place, create a habit that you will enjoy. Create or produce or link it to something you like. Whatever it is. If it's dancing in the morning time or nighttime, link it to that. Whatever you visualize it for yourself, link it to something you enjoy, an activity that you will not think about. Meaning you won't give too much criticism. There it is. Criticism, critical thinking to it. Because what happens is, when we criticize ourselves too much, we take away from the power of our own being. Now, in some cases, it can save your life. But in most cases, it what? Doesn't. It gets in your way. You can have one of the most beautiful ideas in the world and say, you know what? What I do? Should I go? Should I? Now, in your first mind said, you need to go there, and you need to go right there and do X, Y, and Z. And the next thing you know, something creeps up in your head or out inside of you and say, don't go. You see what I'm saying? You know, and your heart barometer, your compass, right? Compassion will begin to tell you, that feel good.
Right.
Go. But what happens? I don't know. Doubt creeps in. Doubt is the number one killer of expansion. Some of the most powerful things in the world, visualizations come to us, and then we begin to doubt.
Hey, Levi, recently,
Huh?
my aunt was dying yesterday, right? Everybody knew it. You could tell she was starting to wind down, and her kids was coming around from around the country, all one by one. And when she saw the last one, that's when she took her last breath. Right after she looked at it.
And that was
The whole family was saying that she waited to see the last one. And the funny thing is, they came in order of age on down. It wasn't planned or nothing. It was deep.
subconscious too.
I was writing down numbers and all types of stuff.
Oh yeah, we can get into that. That's another you know, that's my investigation in numerology. Don't take me too far out. No, don't do that. So so you want to go involuntary motion is connected to the subconscious mind. And voluntary muscle, if you know biology, is connected to the subconscious mind. That's where you want to go.
Something's making that shit happen.
Huh?
Something's making that shit happen.
Yeah. It's a continuation of thought that has gone on through the ages. The heart that's beating in you has always been beating.
Right.
When you think about it, another beating heart produced another beating heart.
Yeah.
That produced another beating heart. So that heart's still been what?
That's infinity.
Deep one, ain't it?
Yeah.
Now when you look at it that way, the same heart that's beating in me and in you has been beating after age after age after age. That means that's how many souls, so many spirit beings are moving with you right now. Make you shake if you think about it too deep. Said, I've been doing this 25,000 years or longer? Yeah, homie. You've been doing this for a long time. Alright? Let's go on. They should not be under conscious control. We just talked about conscious control. Conscious control becomes criticism. Too much criticism can destroy a natural flowing idea. Consciously selected miracles can be misguided.
Who said that?
Miracles are natural. When they do not occur, something has gone wrong. That means there's something blocking your speech. There's something blocking your visualization. This is why first thing we tell people, and I tell people when they go on the spiritual path or the spiritual mode, is turn the televisions off. Now, got your pen? If you're new to my class, or even if you've been here, you might want to write it down, but I'll say it again for you. Television was produced by the Psychic Research Society. You need to... Well, I'm glad he got a protector around that bad boy. Sorry about that, family. All praises due. Let me say it again. Yeah, and you know what? Since I made that statement, did you see what? That's the power of a statement. Did you peep what I just said? And the screen was the thing that got through. So let's say it one more time. You should have your pen and your pad out. Television, motion picture, projections, right? Psychic Research Society. There's a real thing. The Psychic Research Society. That means that the people who put the technology together created a technology that vibrates on a plane or at a frequency that interferes with brain waves. Why do you think back in the day, I can go back a little bit with you. When everything goes off, and I'll never forget this as a child, everything goes, the television, and that's everything, all programming is off. So if all programming goes off, what's the point of going, what's that?
So if you fall asleep with the TV on,
that's a signal. That's
in
the
your head
signal.
all night.
That signal was going on the whole time you was watching. On records, when they record music,
right,
they record music on tapes, old tapes and CDs were recorded on something called a standing wave. Everything good? Everybody all right? Okay. All music is recorded on a standing wave, right? So if all music is recorded on a standing wave, right? That wave is in the background of the music. You don't hear it. If you go get an old tape and you listen to the end of the tape, you'll hear the same sound. Beep! And it goes all through the music all the time. The music was engineered on that wave to record onto the tape. So what you're thinking about, what you're visualizing, it gets interfered with by outside stimuli. You have to be mindful of the type of stimulus that goes in, because it can disrupt everything that's going on inside your temple. Are y'all with me? All right. Miracles are everyone's right, but purification is necessary first. That goes back to getting rid of anything that blocks you. Miracles are healing because they supply a lack. They are performed by those who temporarily have more for those who temporarily have less. Go to number 9. Miracles are a kind of exchange. Like all expressions of love, which are always miraculous in the true sense, the exchange reverses the physical laws. They bring more love both to the giver and the receiver. When you help somebody, or you are the tool, you are the conduit, not the, because everything, all praise is due to the Creator at all times. Nature, the consciousness that we are all a part of. We as conduits to each other, for each other. That helps us to exercise and become greater. Not greater over something, greater in our evolution of being. And it also helps the other person to see themselves. You learn to see something in you, they learn to see something in what? Them. This is the real economy. This is the real economy. That's why there's the 1% to the 10%. You know, you see all these percentages. I don't observe so many percent, but that small percentage of people on the earth that they say control, but that they're practicing the principles. Def Jam, I say this all the time. Def Jam was started by Rick Rubin and what's my man? Russell Simmons. Rick Rubin is sitting with one of these. The founder of Def Jam is sitting in straight up silence. What are we sitting in? Noise. Constant noise, because noise is a what? Is a distraction from your own solitude. So the rich know how to sit in silence while the poor sit in what? Confusion and chaos. Synchronicity by Peter Moon. There's another book called The Montauk Project, Peter Moon. Straight up documents on how Nazis, were studying Tibetan culture and spirituality. Hitler was an art student. I'm laughing for a reason. Hitler was an art student and a mystic, a European trip out. He was in World War I. In World War I, the soldiers were wearing emblems they learned about in mysticism to protect them on the fields of battle. Those symbols are your ancestors' symbols. Are you with me? So, I say all this to say, where we at? Number 8, yeah. I say all this to say, they're in tune to these spiritual principles of giving and receiving. They're in tune to the principles of sitting still. They're in tune to learning how to let their subconscious mind come out and speak to them and then write it out and bounce it back to them. I have to teach this. I have to. I was born in straight darkness and love. I almost died twice already. One was last year. I'm never going to stop. I can't. Can't. It's impossible. Because we live through what we do every day. Your habits. Your life is a what? Miracle. Right. Our habits produce what? Miracles. So how can I ask for change in this life or any other life and I'm not going to do my duty? Nah, not so. Because I would have been dead even sooner had I not been doing this. I used to go to school and sit right next to murderers. High school was crazy. I went to the most violent high school in America, Strawberry Mansion. Crazy. It's also one of the most historical high schools. Some of the most powerful people in the world come out of there. But also, it's one of the most violent ones. So, a lot to deal with. But the giving and receiving took place. Someone dropped the jewel to a person who was ready to receive it. To share it with what?
Everybody else.
Others, right. The use of miracles as spectacles to induce belief is a misunderstanding of their purpose. And that's when people start misusing power, misusing energy, misusing the direction of thought and consciousness. You with me on that? That's all the TD snakes and all the rest of them. And evangelists who touch people, and then the person on the stage start acting a fool.
The person on stage is bullshitting just like them too.
But it's all staged. It's all staged.
I'm mad at the old lady too. I am. The one that throws the cane, I'm mad at her because she's part of it.
Yeah, all of it. But it's always been that way. So you got to remember, religion is a manifestation of the town-to-town show. Back in the dark ages of Europe, the healer comes to town, and they got a whole group of showmen and showwomen with them, and they proselytize and speak, and people feel inspired, and then somebody does a act for you, and then after the act, everybody, oh, I gotta get that, and they give their last little talents up to them. That's where it comes from.
What kind of rap is that?
That's where it comes from. So see, we've been living under that, especially being in slavery. Our enslavement or captivity was the worst, because they programmed us to believe that we were not God's children, God's, the Creator's chosen people. That's the biggest lie that ever been told. That's really why we're in the deepest situation we are in. Someone put a spell on us to make us feel that we was the lowest thing that ever existed. So that's why miracles are happening. We're having a hard time. That old training has to be wiped out. So I'm taking a shot at Hollywood, and I'm taking shots at religion big time. And no fear. No fear. You take my identity and make me the demon of the earth, we going to war. We're going to war. You will not raise another black child around me to believe that they cursed by some mystery God. I wish not. Please. Over with. Must be destroyed at all costs. If we was any other group of people on the earth, we would be up in arms right now. Go try to tell a China man that he was cursed by some God. Let's see what you get. Right. Go to any other nationality on the planet and try to teach them that somebody that looks like them is cursed. And we talk about wanting to see a miracle. God help us. You don't think you worthy of help with these false beliefs and religions. Let's keep going. I don't get caught up in there. Prayer, dua. Now let's get to this word prayer real quick. Prayer is communication. But the word right here, one of the most trickiest words in the English tongue. They say prayer, I'm going to give you a new word. I got to give you new words. Everybody say dua.
Dua.
Dua is one of the only words that is known throughout Africa as a whole that means supplication, honor, and praise, or honor and reverence to the Creator. If you in Islam, you say dua, we know that you meant honor and praise, and equivalent at least. If you in Yoruba and you say dua, we know what you said. That's your word. You can look on the pyramid walls and it says the duat. What is the duat? That's the plane of heaven. Okay? Dua, or prayer, is the medium of miracles. It is a means of communication. Stop. What is dua? A means of communication. Somebody say, you can't question God. What else you going to question? You can't question the Creator. You can't question nature. Nature has all answers. If you don't question that, you're crazy. Why would I question man? Because man can only go, but so what? Far. It's only can go as far as I can see myself. After a certain point, you going to hit a brick wall too. So sitting within the solitude of your own blackness, yeah, communicate with the Creator. It is a means of communication of the created with the Creator. Through dua, love is received, and through miracles, love is expressed. Through what we have seen, through what has happened, love is expressed. We are the expression of love. We are the presence of love right now. We are the presence of God right here and now. I'm not a Negro, I'm not a pimp, I'm not a dog, I'm not a whiner, I'm not a killer, I ain't a murderer, I ain't filthy, I'm none of that stuff. And they make sure that they put it over a nice backbeat for the babies. I'm a this. Hip hop is the healing of the world, and has also been the destruction of our demise. Hip hop has to be brought home. Hip hop is a child who's been running the streets, and nobody has pulled it to the side and said, "Yo, you need to go home." Because hip hop is the only music as of right now that is the most self-affirming form of music ever. When you listen to a rap song, what's the first thing come out the boy's mouth, out the sister's mouth? I what? Am. Now, how many times are you gonna say I am before the song is over? You see?
Yeah, I get where you coming from.
That's the power. That's the power. Affirmation, self-affirmation. But what you say after you say I am, that's the beginning and the end of your life. If you say I'm the, then that's what you are. And if you say it 99 times for 20 years that you play the album over and over again on your phonological loop, that's where you're going to go. Pass this out too. Everybody got to have a copy of this. Because this is how you memorize things. What you putting inside of the heart and the brain is what's creating the world. They know this. They got our children really trapped down because they get us to say the most deplorable, nasty. In movies is the same thing. See, we may talk about the music, but the movies are too. Because what you act out, what mask you put on. You know, to put on a mask, you got to get emotionally into it. See, I'm in the music and art and entertainment. That's my thing. I love it. I know how to rap. Make the music. This brother been in the studio with me. And he know it's an experience. We go into some realms with them sounds. Thank you, Ellen. But to go into music or performing, perform through forms, to go through different forms. Please pay attention to my words. They are all detailed codes. When you are a performer, you are going through different forms. When you put on the mask, you take on the consciousness and the form of the what? The mask. You become the what? You become the mask that you put on. That's why there's some actors who have been known to lose their minds. And you say, well, how did they lose their mind? They became the mask that they put on so much that the mask disintegrated. And you have to realize that every form of thought, every characteristic that exists is already in you. Some people have more of certain characteristics than others. We have 7 This is in modern psychology. There is a philosophy that was produced, and you got to remember, any philosophy or theory that's produced, it already existed, please. But there's a white guy named Gardner. I think his name is David Gardner, if my memory serves me correct. And he wrote the idea of the 7 types of learners. The 7 intelligent types. 7 angels, 7 intelligent types, 7 orishas, 7 neterus, 7 angels, 7 intelligent types. Am I getting close to you? Are you hearing me? Okay. So therefore, in his philosophy, his educational theory, in his theos, he says that we all have one of those learning types within us. Now, all the forms of learning, all 7 types of characteristics, can be tapped into by any of us. But some of them are more prevalent in others. So some people are tactile teachers and learners, meaning they learn through human contact. Some people are intrapersonal and interpersonal. Interpersonal is what? You talking to who?
Yourself.
You. Intrapersonal is you talking to another what? Okay. You have auditory learners. That's people like myself who love music. So I can sit back and listen to you speak, and my head can go off into 1,000 things you said and remember it, especially if you put sound behind it. I might rap it back to you, word for word, verbatim. You said in line in bar 3, auditory learners, visual learners, tactile learners. Okay, there's one more that I'm spatial learners. What's another one?
What is spatial learning?
A spatial learner is a person that learns through the spaces around them, through the environment around them. Spatial, S-P-A-T-I-L. Right?
I haven't heard of that before.
Yeah. So you have visual learners, auditory learners, spatial learners, interpersonal, intrapersonal, tactile, and visual. That should be the 7.
Yeah.
Now, hey, it's been a long. All this stuff is up here, y'all. Right? So now, with all these different types of learners, you can tap into it. Right? But what happens when you start slipping out of different characters? And you're an actor, and this time you're going to play a murderer. And to make this $1 million hit, you're going to really have to become a murderer. Your acting is so convincing on the screen that they really think that's who you are, like Tupac, who was nowhere near a murderer. Violent, maybe, but a murderer, no. Did he shoot somebody? Sure, but murderer, not his real characteristic. Go study him. Go study all the auditory and videos you can get on Tupac Shakur from 16 years of age to his last moments. And you can see a different person in every last one of those videos. Pick up for sure, murderer, really not his MO.
Not with a Step Gumby and Hammer Pants.
Say it again.
Step Gumby and Hammer
And
Pants.
Step Gumby and Hammer Pants. Dancing with Jada. Okay?
Digital Underground.
Digital Underground, he was a dancer. Are you getting this? And even some of his early run-ins. I don't even want, it gets embarrassing, but I'm gonna leave that alone. You get my point. Same thing with Biggie Smalls. You go get all the early informations and interviews. Did you think Biggie Smalls was a real deep guy? Was he a violent person? I never had any inklings of him being violent. These are people that he worked around and lived around every day.
You just mentioned 7 different types of learning. And when you use the term performer, per means house in Egyptian. So the 7 different types are homes.
Homes.
So you can visit, or one is born into that particular house or energy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You can tap into all
You're
of
in
them.
that form of
That's
that
right.
energy. You can look at it that way as well.
So you can communicate the different parts of your being, but you are who you are. I don't want to leave. Thank you. I don't want to leave that out. I don't want to go too far with it. All right. Number 12. Miracles of thoughts. Yeah. The root word of miracle is mirror. Wow. Check this out. Thank you. I don't think he can see what I see, but if you can see what I see, you can see it. If you're a reader of spirits, I know when they hear. The Orisha that is present right now, Ori, Sha, head, energy, spirit, form, is Oshun. Oshun is the goddess of beauty. You know what her favorite object is?
Don't say a fan, though.
Oh yes, that's one. The fan. That's how I knew it was her. But it's the mirror. The mirror is Oshun's object. What does that mean? Meaning self-reflection is one of the most powerful things you will. Matter of fact, it's the central thing to all power. You being able to see yourself.
There are forms of Japanese religion. Their main symbol is the mirror.
The mirror. That's right.
It's the mirror. What is it called? They'll come to me, but I think it's a part of Zen Buddhism. So it's that's their main symbol, is the mirror.
Matter of fact, there's something called mirror reading. And the spirit, and when you study spiritual ritual work, mirror reading is when you actually stare into a mirror and to the point where you don't see yourself.
Right.
It's called Shinto.
That's gonna bother me.
Shinto.
Oh yes.
That happens.
Mirror reading.
Mirror.
When you look into the mirror to the point where you can see your own thoughts in the mirror. That's why Jimi Hendrix made a song, and I'm in a room full of Mirrors.
Michael Jackson.
Thoughts can represent the lower or body level of experience or the higher or spiritual level of experience. One makes the physical and the other creates the spiritual. I'm going to stop right here at number 13. I know she's like, that was long, fool. I'm sorry. All right, number 13, and that's where we're going to end this at. Miracles are both beginnings and endings, and so they alter the temporal order. Time. In the world of time, in the world of spirit, miracles, time is stopped. Since we have been dialoguing, I've been speaking, and we've been dialoguing back and forth. What time is it?
Yeah, right.
I noticed
I've looked at my phone 8 times and I don't know what time it is.
There's a reason for that. We don't spend enough moments in what we call time doing this. That's why we're in captivity. What's one of the number one things you know a person is in captivity? They have no control of time. I'm sorry. It comes out this way. Negroes never have control of time. Someone has always controlled Negroes' time. When you woke up, when you go to sleep, when you go to eat, everything you do, somebody has always been in control of our time. And we praying for things. We asking for things. And we saying it can't come fast enough. It can't come slow enough. It can't come high enough. Time. I always ask you to write things down. There's a reason why I do it. Because in everything that I say, there is something under it that's going to open up a world of jewels for you. It's called time displacement. Time displacement is one of the most powerful practices. In France, where they supposedly discovered it, they said 15 minutes was close to 3 hours. People was doing things in 15-minute intervals, going in and out of consciousness, and it felt like 3 hours to them.
That's like the sensory tanks.
Yes.
When you get on one of those, you're in there for an hour, but it only feels like you're in there for 20 minutes, 15 minutes. But it feels like time
just passed by.
I don't have to bring up prison, do I?
No.
Yes.
Or the hole.
Why was prison invented? Because prison is a new thing.
That is time displacement.
Slavery is definitely
That's
one.
the best example of time displacement on this planet.
But that was it. When you put a being under sensory deprivation, they begin to break down. As they begin to break down, then you can make suggestions to them. And then you go into shaping character or restructuring character. Unfortunately, the components that it takes to help most people transform, not there. So they just keep bringing out the same person before. They sat around doing nothing in there, came right back out and did what? That's why prison is a waste of time too.
Never help nobody.
Prison, to break things down.
That word sun is in there too.
Exactly. Real quick, and I know I don't want to really be real quick, but I don't want nobody to miss it. You have this one. I'm gonna give you an activity. You can use it. You can take it. You can. I want you to write something down for yourself. Something you want to see.
What do you mean by see?
Something you want to see. I want you to take a piece of paper. I want you to write down something that you really, really want. All your heart. Don't write it on your phone. I want you to write it on a piece of paper. I want you to put it in a place you're going to see it every day. And even get it shrunk down and keep it on you to look at throughout the day. Get a picture and connect the picture to it. Get a song that's connected to the thing you really want and play it over and over again to yourself as much as possible. Every day. Every single day. I'm not going to tell you the results. I'm not going to go into what is going to happen. I don't control none of this stuff. Nature is in control of that, and you're in control of that. I'm going to give it to you one more time. Your memory and your subconscious mind is activated on two levels, from what you see and what you hear and what you say. The visual spatial pad and the phonological loop. What you listen to emits the emotion in you, an energy in you. What you look at makes you feel a certain way. I ain't got to explain that to y'all. Y'all know that. That's why we all have somebody we love. Right? Good. Oh, yes, I do. I'm going to pass this one right here. Right? I want you to take what you wrote down, get a picture of what you wrote down, or connect it to it, and get a song that you like. And I want you to listen to it repeatedly every day. No, it don't have to be, it can be as many words as you want. But it's whatever it is for you. It can be a word. It can be a word. If it's just whatever it is for you, just write it down. Let me give you the secret, one part of the secret. If you write it down, you're taking something that's in the spirit plane, the conscious plane, thought plane,
Making it physical.
and you're making it three-dimensional once you write it or draw it.
Right.
You said also do what? Make a song?
Get a song that is connected to the what you want, what you've been feeling, the thing or person, place, or thing that you have been desiring or connecting with deeply. Get the picture of it and get a song that makes you think about it and feel it, and play it over and over again. Look at the picture over and over again. As you, so I already gave you one part of the secret. Once you wrote it down, you already made it happen partially. Once you make it a habit, here we go.
Miracle.
Once you make it a habit, it becomes a what?
Miracle.
I'm done. Thank you very much. Now I'm $5.99 drop stops. I'm gonna go around with it. I ain't gonna lose nobody now. Thank y'all for coming out.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'll give you my number. That's it. I'm not hard to get in contact with. Oh yeah, I can come around. How you doing?
That's a gift right there, brother.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right.
That's a gift right there.
I'm ready.
Oh yeah, I'm coming.
Hungry. I got executive membership at the gym, right? I can take any two different people in there with me on any given day for the rest
I don't
of
have
my
any.
membership.
Let me see
One
what
of
I
these days
have.
we gotta go like after class.
What part of Philly is it? Or is it in Philly?
Well, from here it takes about 20 minutes to drive.
Yes, I do.
It's in
Levi, you done?
Jenkintown.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I get there
Let me
kind
know
of quick.
next time, brother.
They got a heavy bag in there.
Private jet?
got live
No,
stream.
it's a big LA Fitness joint.
Oh, no.
But they got on the room where they had